A pleasant good morning and warm welcome to everyone. With a vision of making every man a success, no man a failure, Hindustan First Grade College, Mysuru is always committed to deliver in the field of education. I, Sukshma, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, Hindustan First Grade College, Mysuru. It's my great pleasure to welcome all the participants to the webinar on Internet of Things and Application Point of View. Thank you all for joining us for today's webinar. It's an immense pleasure to witness participants from various colleges. A warm welcome to Dr. K. Ramesh, Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Hindustan Institute of Technology and Science, Chennai, the resource person of today's webinar. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
I extend my cordial welcome to Dr. C.J. Priya, Principal, Hindustan First Grade College, Mysuru. Welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you.
I also welcome staff, student, and all the participants to online webinar on Internet of Things and Application Point of View. I request all the participants to mute audio and video to have the better experience. Now, I request our beloved principal, Dr. C.J. Priya, to address the participants.
Greetings to one and all. It gives me a great pleasure to welcome all of you for the webinar on Internet of Things, which is being organized by the Department of Computer Science of Hindustan First Grade College. A warm welcome to all of you. Hindustan College has been organizing a series of webinars on every Fridays. So these webinars which is being organized, it is being conducted for the students in order to gain insight and information on the different areas of computer science. The topic what we take on every Fridays, it is being taken keeping in mind the interest of the students. So depending on the interest of the students, the topic is being taken. The last webinars, it was based on the business intelligence and data analytics, blockchain technology. So these two webinars, it raised with a positive feedback from the students, staff, and the parents. So in this line, today we are organizing a webinar on the topic Internet of Things and Application Point of View. Through this webinar, I hope the students will be able to understand how the data is being collected and how it is being transferred through the wireless network without the human intervention. To explain us in detail about this IoT, we have Dr. K. Ramesh as a resource person with us. Dr. Ramesh is a professor of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering from Hindustan Institute of Technology and Science. He has completed PhD during the year 2016 from Manonmaniyam Sundaranar University, Tirunelveli. He has a vast teaching experience of more than 20 years. His research interest is being focused on Internet of Things, wireless sensor networks, mobile communication, and network security. Dr. Ramesh has one patent filed and he has published titled on Automatic Sensor-Based Antipyretic Testing Device. He has published research articles in 40+ international journals, and he has presented research papers in 30+ national and international conferences. Also, our resource person has written a chapter in a book titled Advanced Engineering Research and Applications. He has organized 20+ workshops, hands-on training, FDP programs, and he has delivered guest lecture programs in more than 10 institutions. So we are very happy to have you with us as a resource person for today's program, sir. On behalf of the Hindustan First Grade College, I would like to extend the heartiest and a warm welcome to our resource person, Dr. K. Ramesh. Warm welcome to you, sir.
Thank you.
So students, I ensure the webinar, it will be good, it will be profitable for everyone who are going to participate now. So thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Here are a few instructions to be followed by participants. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into question box in your control panel. It's Time to announce our knowledge by being the part of the webinar. Over to you, sir.
Ma'am, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's visible.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. And I would like to thank the management and the coordinator to giving an opportunity to present in front of you all. And I'm Dr. Ramesh from Hindustan Institute of Technology and Science, Chennai. And today, the emerging title is IoT, Internet of Things. Okay, so everyone says IoT, IoT, but we need to know what do you mean by IoT and how it works in application point of view. Okay, so today's focus is on Internet of Things in an application point of view. So this is my agenda. I'm going to introduce what do you mean by IoT in very light manner and why we want to concentrate on IoT and their development in the importance of IoT section. And if you want to understand what do you mean by IoT and how it functions, we need to know its internal components. So we need to touch something about the internal component without making that much complex, because it is more electronics oriented. So we need to touch very light. And next one is the different application category with some good design examples. Okay, and I'm going to start with the basics introduction. So everyone knows IoT is an Internet of Things. It is nothing but network of physical objects. So here we have a different opinion about this word physical object, or also called things. Okay, so the things in IoT may be any household applications or a household appliance. Okay, it may be a smart fan, or it may be a refrigerator, washing machine, even light. Nowadays, we have smart lights and ACs, and even the door locking systems are also considered as a house appliance. And any machines available in around us in industry or outside industry and open area, everything. Okay, the machine includes the, whatever the non-mobile machines and any goods. Okay, packed goods and buildings, because they initially IoT and sensor technologies are started with the building managements only. Okay, so till we have few applications in building science to find the cracks and qualities of the building component. And vehicle, the vehicle is nowadays the recent focus in IoT. So vehicle and to people, animals, and plants. Okay, so the things may be a household appliance, machines, goods, buildings, and vehicles, even people, animals, and plants. Okay, now how we are going to take input from the things and it is going to connect or communicate with each other. That is the importance of IoT. Okay, so the IoT, in IoT, all the physical objects are able to interconnect and are capable of exchanging the data with each other without human intervention. This is the basic definition. Okay, we are going to prove or we are going to discuss how it is possible in real time. Okay, then they can be accessed, controlled remotely. So the things which is connected with IoT are able to access it from the remote and are able to control. Okay, it's like a TV remote. So the TV channels are able to monitor and control by a remote player. No, so similarly, the remote a device or a application is able to access the IoT components in around the world. It is not necessary to be our maybe place inside the home to access the home appliance. We can be there in anywhere. Okay, so it can be accessed, controlled by a remote device or application. Okay, and very close terms or technologies with IoT are ubiquitous computing, machine-to-machine communication, device-to-device communication. So these three are very close to IoT. Our IoT is derived from this. Both are applicable. Okay, so what are the things? So it says interconnection of things are called IoT. So what are the things? Yeah, it may be a human. Human includes animals and plants, and buildings, maybe a home appliance, vehicles, mobile devices, banking systems, security systems, gaming, transport, the department store purchases, healthcare, home appliance, home security, home automation, and the fitness industry, and sometimes called the tracking or traffic control or traffic monitoring. So all put together are able to connect each other for betterment of the human. So ultimate aim is to provide better service to the human. Okay, that is the main role of an IoT. So two basic definitions for IoT, Internet of Things. So IoT is nothing but an extending the current internet and providing connection, communication. So we are going to provide connection, communication, and inter-networking between devices, physical objects are simply called things, to grow the trend or growing trend in the by using the current internet. So we are going to utilize the availability of internet connection and making connection between things, making communication between things, and if possible, we are able to make inter-networking between the things. Okay, so this concept broadly called Internet of Things. Okay, then one more definition, the technology and solution that enable integration of real-world data and services to the current information networking technologies. So whatever the current information technologies includes the cloud communication, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, everything put together for the real-world data and services are often described under a large umbrella called IoT. Okay, so these two are the basic definition of an IoT. This will bring some basic lightning about the term IoT. So, so we need to know the IoT from the device to human values. So everyone says IoT is a communication between device to device. That is not an original meaning. So we are going to get some information from the device, and it is going to process somewhere, and it is going to get or extract the information from the collected data, and it is supposed to be converted into human values. Finally, the end user is a human. Okay, the data are supposed to be collected from the real world or the devices. Right. So finally, the ultimate aim is to use this for betterment of the human lives. Okay. So what are the steps involving behind the IoT? First, we want to provide connection between the devices. So we want to select the device which is going to connect each other, and need to apply a proper technology like a Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, or so many other devices, other techniques are there. So by using the technologies, and we are going to connect the devices. And after connection, we are supposed to collect the information. The collection of information is nothing but a sensing of data. Then, after the sensing of data, we are supposed to store the huge amount of data, because today's very big issue is how to store billions of sensory data, billions of device data for long duration. Okay, so millions of terabytes of hard disk are supposed to be expected for the storage. So for that we have so many other options. The aggregation method and other options are there to reduce the storage capacity. Anyhow, so the sensory data through the networking, we are supposed to connect with the storage area. So effective communication to transport the data into the storage section. The storage section may be an edge device or a cloud based on the application which we are. Okay, then after collecting the data, we are supposed to analyze the data. Okay, so analysis is nothing but what are the parameters received from different network devices, with different devices. Based on the device and based on the location, we are supposed to categorize the data. Okay, if it is required, we can go for a graphing the data, exploring the data in visual form. Okay, then from the analytics, we are supposed to extract the data for human being. Okay, so from the extracted data, it is supposed to be converted into human values for next cycle. The human values are supposed to be accessed and verified. If it is required, we need to go for another cycle. Okay, the human value may be forwarded to the IoT connecting device to improvement, and same cycle is going to be repeated again and again, maybe with multiple iteration. So the same thing in larger form. So connecting device means IoT devices, that's components, IoT connectivity, to the network connectivity, and embedded intelligence. So IoT devices includes sensors and activators. IoT connectivity includes connection type and the protocols used, and embedded intelligence is nothing but the board or a platform which we are going to use, like a Raspberry Pi, Arduino, and embed some of a few intelligence available. Okay, and the device sensing. The device sensing is nothing but capturing of data or collecting of data, collecting the real world data. So capturing data or sensing of data, and it is supposed to be forward into the storage area. So storage area is under the step 3, communication. In the communication, we are going to collect the data, aggregate the data, or take the samples of the data, and supposed to be stored in the cloud or edge device for further transportation. And step 4, data analytics. We may expect the big data analysis or artificial intelligence or cognitive analysis at the edge or cloud level to pre-process the data. And finally, we need to conclude a better formatted data, which will be projected for the user. And data value. So analytics output are supposed to be connected with the mobile applications or a web browser application. Okay, it is supposed to be connected with the human through the application interface, APIs. And if it is required, the user may give some input, then it is supposed to back to the device. Okay, just imagine you have one mobile application which will give the sensory data, and if you want to process based on the data, then you need to go for an activation. Okay, that is called actionable intelligence. It is also under the step 5, data values. Then step 6, human values. So the API value is supposed to be taken for the human requirements. Either it is satisfied the basic need of the design or not. If it is not up to the mark, then we need to go for a next level of improvement. So human values, smart applications, stakeholders, benefits are supposed to be compared. So the requirement and the outcome are compared. Based on the comparison result, we are supposed to expect the next level of integration. Okay, one simple example to understand what is mean by an IoT. Okay, so in the left hand side we have one dotted box called home appliance section, where we have a sensors and activators. So here I need to introduce what do you mean by sensor and activator. Sensor is an input device and activator is an output device. Okay, so sensor get input from the environment and activator is a device which is used to control the environment device. For example, just to imagine you have air conditioner in your home. It is going to send some data in the environment, in the particular room. It may collect the temperature level, it may collect the occupancy of the particular room, and it may expect the content required. Okay, so based on the temperature available, it may be automatically increase the cooling level, or it may send the information to the local gateway and the cloud also. Okay, so this is called sensing. The reacting device. So based on the sensed value, the increasing of temperature or cooling level is done by a relay, motor or relay. That motor or relay is called activator. So a device which trigger and control the environmental parameter and environmental devices are called output device or activators. Okay, so by using sensor and activators, we are able to monitor and control the home appliance. The same data is supposed to be collected at the remote place, collected at the gateway and stored in the remote place. And if it is required, you can go with the local display with multiple monitors. And the cloud storage device may be monitored by a remote location. Okay. So if you like to monitor your home detail, how many fans are available now, how many fans are running or unwanted running, or AC, light, and the home security level are supposed to be expected to monitor, means you can have a system like this. Then you can sit in somewhere in the world to monitor your home security level or any other details through your mobile application. Okay, so the sensor to the gateway brings the connectivity, and the devices located inside this home appliance are the devices, and it is able to sense the data and forward the data into the gateway called the edge device or local node, and it may be forwarded into the cloud for further processing. Okay, so the mobile device is supposed to have a analytical output. It is not an exact value which we sensed in the home appliance. Okay, so we have a threshold level. If it is beyond the threshold level, then it is going to display, yeah, you have unauthorized entry in your home, or you have more power consumption in the room because of the devices are running without switched off, like that. Okay. Now, the importance of IoT. Why we want to concentrate the IoT, the term IoT in daily life. Just to imagine the COVID cases. Okay, so in the last year COVID case, we are very, very short of information. Okay, so we don't know anything about the COVID and their impact. But now we have more data, and even you can give 1 hour or 2 hour explanation about the COVID and their impact, how to control or how to how to take a precautionary measures. Everything can be done because we have a more and more data. So IoT is required for your real life because we need more data to get a better decision. So IoT brings more data from different locations of the country. From that, we are able to go for a better decision. Then tracking and monitoring. Yeah, industrial people are in the people, those who have companies need to monitor their uh, company system wherever they are. So they want a security system, and the security system is always have a report with their packet itself, like mobile applications. And one more thing, tracking. So just imagine I'm going to place an order in Amazon or any other local grocery, like Big Basket or Big Bazaar, and then it is supposed to be trackable from the place where they are packing till it reaches for delivery. Okay, how it is possible? Someone is sitting somewhere to enter all the detail. It is not like that, because Amazon, just imagine you are going to place an order. So this Amazon have lakhs and crores of users, and daily life they are moving packets from one place to another place in crores of counts. So it is not possible to enter the values in manual form. So an IoT play a key role on this tracking. So there is a device called barcode or with supporting material. They track the device simply making a scanning. So if the pack is entered into the particular area, it automatically sends the packet detail from the tag and update into the cloud. So whoever the user, maybe a supplier or the Amazon customer care or the customer, that's you who ordered the pack, are able to track your own product. Okay, it is not a manual operation, it's an automated operation. It is done by an IoT concept. And so consider the same example. This automation reduces the manual work. It gives an extra quality supply for the customer. So it lightened the workload with automation. It's not only for the tracking. It is also provide data like in cities nowadays we have cameras, security cameras. The security cameras data are uploaded in repositories for further processing. So that data also important because it is going to tagged with the particular location. If someone is expecting, so we can easily find the fault or easily catch the particular person if it is required. So it lightens the workload with an automation support, and it increases the efficiency. So automation increases the lighten the workload of the resource, and it increases the efficiency by saving the resources. So work done by 100 people is replaced by one robot or two robot with supporting persons. So it increases the efficiency by saving the resources. We can use the resources for some other application. And better quality life. Yeah, I'll play one video which will give you, what do you mean by this better quality life? By automating your home appliance, automating the environment and everything. So it provides better quality food, better quality life, and better quality security. And these are the component again, IoT connected with the cloud and so many home appliance, transports, computers, mobiles, security systems, banking, everywhere. So next one, importance of IoT in marketplace. So this slide from IoT Analytics website, they provide data for IoT marketplace. So in the 2015, the market size for IoT platform is less than 1 billion. That's 0.3 billion. Okay, they expect the same thing approximately 2020, maybe with 1.3 or 1.5 billion platform. But the happening is 2020 it crosses 5 point something billions. In 2021 we are more than 6.5 billions. Okay, and in the market composition also very less people are available to provide the service. AWS and IBM are the very known people to provide the service, and their share also very less, only less than 5%. So the market growth in 2015 is very less compared with the today's scenario. Today 2020 we have a more number of people who provide the services for market, services for IoT. So they build the IoT services. So more services availability brings the people, the user. Okay, and more not only the more number of people, also individual people started investing more amount into the IoT products. Amazon have a dedicated AWS, Microsoft have a dedicated Azure, and Google also have one dedicated system for IoT, Oracle, IBM, and Havels, and many more. It is not only the numbers, it is also their shares. Their shares also increased more than 30%. And next category, who are all the users? So who are all adopted IoT for their company? That is also very less in 2015. Now it is very much widely adopted for large number of corporations. So large number of corporations, including your Amazon website, Flipkart, any other corporations, corporate companies are already adopted the IoT concepts. Okay, all the products are tagged. All the company systems are, company contents are monitored in different place, and it is shared either in public form or a private form, based on the sensitivity of the data. So one more analytics from the same. This analytics brings 5 years before scenario and 5 years after scenario. So now we are in 2021. Today, the market size for the platform is 6.9 billions. In the 2016, it is approximately 1.5 billions. And 2026, after 5 years, we expect more than 28 plus billions of platforms are supposed to be expected. Okay, and vendors, the suppliers, it is very less in 2016. Now it is approximately 300 vendors are there, and in 2026 we expect more than 500 vendors. And moreover, the ROI. So ROI is nothing but return of investment. So in market or industry, the people, those who are in um, business, their expectation is the investment return. So return of investment, ROI. In 2016, it is not clear. But in today's scenario, we have more than 80% positive impact. And more, in 2016, we have many killer applications. So here, killer application is nothing but the new technology which will brings the IoT into the top by making a clear difference between customer appliance and the industrial applications. Okay, so this applications and technology are a concept which will brings a more return of investment for the people, those who are investing in IoT sector. Okay, then data sources, very less data source in 2016. Now we have several data points, but this several data points are insufficient. In 2026, we can expect whatever the things we seen in cinemas. So they said no. In one touch, we can collect data from so many places. That may happen in 2026. Integrated data mesh and the integration. 2016 is a data standalone. In today's scenario, we have a somewhat integration between different sectors of IoT. And in 2026, we have a deep enterprise level integration. And end users are, in 2016, only technology experts are using 2016. Now, most of us started using, not only a technical expert, common people also started using. In 2016, most of us are users of the IoT products. Okay, so this is the scenario why we want to study or why we want to know about the technology IoT. So components of IoT. So device called sensor and activator. So activator is a general basic device, and sensor we are supposed to know about the device, because sensor is a device which collects the data from the environment. So we need to know how it functions. And connectivity protocol. So Wi-Fi, we know Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and the one idea which will combine Wi-Fi with the IP version 6 called 6LoWPAN. Okay, and MQTT and NFC. So NFC is already people started using. No, we are able to transfer money from our ATM card without swipe. That idea from the chip. So those who have a ATM card, debit card or a credit card with a chip are able to transfer money without swipe. Okay, that idea is called NFC, near field communication. Okay, so these are some of the techniques used for data collection and connectivity protocols. And edge devices. So edge device is nothing but a high computing device which will sit in between the cloud and the IoT end system. End system is nothing but the data collection point or a sensor. So this edge device have high power communication and high storage. They are able to process and store the incoming data. And cloud storage. Data analytics, by using a machine learning or a artificial intelligence concept, able to analyze the data and bring into the structured form of data. And the same is able to attach with the user interface. The user interface may be a mobile application or a graphical user interface available with the browser or any other form. So here we are going to consider only the sensor device structure because it requires to know how a data is captured from the real world. So how a data is captured from the real world and forwarded into the networking areas or storage areas. Okay. So sensor node is nothing but a transducer. So in physics, you may aware the word transducer. So transducer is nothing but the device which converts physical phenomena into electrical phenomena. So the device transducer here going to act as a sensing device, and it collects the information from the environment or the device, and this is the only device visible to the user. And so just look into this example. It is not normal watch. So we can adjust time, hour and minute by simply making a different length between the watch and the hand. And forward and reverse movement in the hand can adjust up, scroll up and scroll down options. Okay, this is one of the sensor device, and inside the sensor device, we have different components or parts of the sensor. So inside the sensor, we have a set of sensing units. One sensor can collect multiple informations from multiple parameter. Multiple parameter can be collected by using different sensor terminals. And a sensing unit collect the information and forward it into the processing. Inside the processing unit, we have an analog to digital converter, a processor, memory, protocol supports, and a communication device. So inside the sensor, we have a sensing unit, processing unit, communication unit, and a power unit. So this power unit may be a replaceable, non-replaceable, rechargeable, non-rechargeable, and many categories are available. Some places, the sensors once placed are not able to recharge or are not able to taken back in some selected application. So those situations, we need to utilize the sensor in an efficient way to enhance the lifetime. Lifetime means, so before the battery drain to zero, we are supposed to get maximum information from the environment. So application categories. So before that, the sensor data is collected from sensing unit or forwarded to the processing unit, where we have a analog to digital converter, because the sensor mostly collect analog information and it is supposed to be processed in digital device. The processor is a digital device, so we need to convert into digital, and the supporting memory and protocols are required. And further, we need a communication device. Communication device is nothing but a device which is used to transport the information to another location. So the collected data is supposed to be forwarded to someone else or the base node. So that's why we need one communication unit. So application category. First one is industrial automation. Yeah. Remote monitoring is best example for industrial automation, and even where the human is not possible to enter and check the internal parameter like high temperature and high voltage area are supposed to be monitored by a IoT component. Sensors collect the information. It is supposed to be analyzed by somewhere else, and they provide information in the application mobile interface. Okay, so the industrial automation is a best, is a topmost place in today's market. And second one is mobility and transport. So mobility of vehicles, four-wheeler, the transport, tracking of transport. So even now we have a FASTag. So people are easily find the vehicle by which toll gate it crosses by using the FASTag entry data. So whenever it crosses the particular toll gate, immediately the original owner will receive the particular vehicle crossing statistic in their mobile. So the FASTag simply collect the data from the particular RFID tag and take the required amount for the entry, that's processing amount, and forward the information into the registered user. So it is not necessary to travel the registered user with the vehicle available. Okay, and so transportation and mobility is one of the category available in the application. So smart vehicle, smart cars are nowadays available. Automatic car, automatic door, even the accident avoidance technologies, and rear mirror are available with the cameras. So the reverse, while going for reverse, we can view the back door content as a camera mode. So that is also available with the transport and mobility options. So energy. So smart grid and monitoring of the solar panel are under the category of energy. And retail. Nowadays, the departmental stores are using IoT for finding their stocks and billing. So there is no manual entry nowadays. No, they are not searching the content. They simply scan and they speed up the billing section by using the RF tags. Okay, it is not only RF tag, because now departmental stores are mostly corporate based departmental stores. Okay, so for example, one particular product is enter into the departmental store or leaving the departmental store, everything is monitored in a common repository. Yes, someone is taking analysis how many person per day using a particular product. So based on that, they are started promoting, and based on that, they are started purchasing similar products. Okay, so simply using RF tag is not a IoT. By collecting data from the RF tag, it is processed in the backend for further improvement of the same environment. That is called IoT. And smart cities. So now that is one of the platform used in application category, where we are going to find the traffic pattern for the current scenario and how to avoid the traffics in future case. Okay, so a smart city development is started implement in many of the countries. It is also under progress in India. Healthcare, yeah. Even how many of you are aware that while going for any gate entry, we are supposed to check with one device temperature. That is also one of the IoT component. If the particular temperature sensing device is connected with the internet, actually that is a sensor device which senses the temperature. If it is able to record the data for number of users in a cloud, then it is a IoT product. Okay, then the oximeter. So nowadays, the oximeter is a very familiar device. One clip type device is attached with your finger to find the oxygen level of the body. Yeah, that is also under the category of healthcare IoT. And supply chain. the tracking of transporting and tracking of material from one place to another place. So how not only the Amazon or parcel tracked by a normal people, normal customer. It is also applicable for industrial people. So some product may be purchased from any part of the country to India. Okay, so for example, I'm in Chennai. If I'm having one company, then I may purchase either a component or a raw material from somewhere in the world. Then I can track the movement of my parcel second by second. That is possible only through the concept called supply chain. Okay, the supply from one end to another end, manufacturers to end user. That is called supply chain. How we are going to provide automation in supply chain using IoT and smart agriculture. Yeah, water irrigation, plant monitoring, and growth suggestions are from the smart agriculture. Okay, even the pest monitoring also people started research. So in the agriculture, they are started monitoring the environment by using the sensors and record into the repository. Okay, so it is not possible to find similar data in each and every data based on the climate, based on the day-to-day day changes. It may be have certain pattern for their data. Some days we may have a fluctuation in the data. We are supposed to apply other available data for prediction. Okay, so this prediction may improve the quality and quantity of the agriculture product. That is the main aim of a smart agriculture. Okay, so improve the quality of the agriculture product and quantity of the agriculture product output. And as mentioned in the previous, building science also a part of the application, but it is not that much growth in current scenario. So this slide will brings a clear picture about the percentage of markets available today's IoT products. So as on 2020, the manufacturing and industry in the top of the content, because most of the industrial automations, manufacturing automations are done by IoT based system, and their investments are also high. So this percentage is not depends on numbers. This percentage depends on amount of investment, because industry need more investment. That's why it has 22% of the total value. But if we are counting numbers, it may differ. Okay. Then transportation and mobility is a next level with the manufacturing, and it has 15% of investment. It is also to increase their productivity. And energy, smart grid and monitoring of the solar panels are very, very important area in this. And it is approximately 14%, because smart grid investment is very, very high. That's why it is 14%. If we are looking for numbers, it is very, very less, because we are not utilizing this smart grid options that much efficiently in India. Okay, then retail. So retail, if you are looking for numbers, retail and healthcare is the highest one. Okay, so the retail, it has only 12%, because it is more number, but investment is very, very low, because they are using one small tag. No, even if you are purchasing anything in the malls, very big malls, they attach one piece of material in your dress. While building, they remove that part. If you are trying to move without removing that part, no, in the exit point, the tracker is automatically started alerting, because it's a device attached with the IoT component to trigger the people, to alert the people. Okay, and similarly that retail system also nowadays they are using a RF tag, small piece. Once it is it is the barcode is scanned by that billing sector, then only it will allow you to leave from the exit point. Okay, then smart cities, and finally at the sixth one, healthcare with 9%, supply chain with 7%, agriculture with 4%, buildings with 3%. So there is no much more investment in agriculture in few years, and they started reducing the investment for building and smart cities. That's why we have a red in the arrow. So smart cities and buildings are started reducing their investments. Okay, some practical examples. Oh, we are approximately 45 minutes. Okay, I'll speed up. So, design examples. So, first example is wearables. So, what are the wearable things available in around us? So, it is not only a smart watch, it also with so many other options. In your dollar also you can have one sensor to monitor. Okay, you may have wearable headsets. You may have here wearable ECG monitors. I'll show you the wearable monitors, ECG monitor, and even the smart glass, the gloves, and wearable jackets, and contact lens, and so many other wearable devices. Okay, that wearable device sends the particular person physical information automatically. So the smartwatch is used to find your pulse count, your step count, and many more informations. It is possible because they have one sensor in the bottom of the watch. That sensor attached with the skin to measure your internal parameters. Even the step count also like that only. So they have a threshold. If you have below above that threshold level, then it is going to count the steps 1, 2, 3 like that. Even you can, if you are started shaking that watch, also started counting. Okay, there is a drawback with the smartness, but we are supposed to utilize this. So after using the smart watches, people are started walking. That is one of the improvement available. Okay, so how we are going to connect the people with the things? ECG monitor available inside the body, or inside body means above the body is able to sense the ECG parameters, and smartwatch which is available in the hand or any other body is able to find the motion. It is able to find either the person is standing or they may collapse in case a aged person may require assistance. Either they are in standing mode or in collapsed mode. Are supposed to be monitored using the devices. Okay, so ECG level and motion sensors are used to sense the movement of the body. So based on the ECG level and motion, it is able to monitor the health condition of an individual person. It is supposed to be connected with your mobile device and connected with the internet cloud and analytics. Finally, it may be forwarded to the respective doctor. So any of you may be monitored from somewhere, and the data may be used back to you. Okay, that is the main concept of healthcare and wearables. This is one of the system available nowadays, a smart device which will give you a virtual mobile phone. You can touch and call using this. Even you can find the content available inside it. Now we have one more concept. No, a touch screen, a paper thick, thin device available. You can paste in your hand, and you can sense. You can use that touch screen like a mobile device. Okay, so we are going to consider healthcare, because today's major focus on healthcare and agriculture. So healthcare is our focus today. Remote, how healthcare is applied in real time. It may be useful for remote patient monitoring. A patient may be available in home or hospital, and their parameters are monitored by a remote doctor. It is not necessary to visit the doctor from somewhere. If we are available in foreign countries, they are able to monitor and they are able to advise, or we are able to get a specialist advice. Okay, then glucose monitoring. Yeah, continuous glucose monitoring, continuous ECG monitoring, the hygiene monitoring, and depression and mood monitoring. Yeah, now the smart cars are started using, smart cars and smart helmets are started using. Either the driver is started sleeping or not, or the driver is drunk and drive or not. Everything is to be monitored by smart devices. And connected inhalers. So inhalers are nowadays connected with the nearby device. The amount of content be taken in the inhale, and based on after inhale we can capture something. No, the captured information is converted into data and forwarded into the storage. Okay. One more thing is the sensor which is able to send inside the body, maybe a tablet form, can be sent into the body and able to monitor the body parts. And connected contact lens and robotic surgery. People are aware of what you mean by robotic surgery. Okay, the simple scenario for person, healthcare. Now, three different age group: a youngster, a middle age, and aged person. So, aged person need assistance. A middle person need an analytics. Young persons need that fitness. All put together available as a healthcare appliance. Okay, so the aged person are monitored by using a portable devices. They are able to keep themselves with the inside the either inside the body or outside the body based on the scenario. It may be mostly a wearable one, and their mobile device act as a base node, and it is able to capture the information from the sensors and forward into the cloud for further analysis. And it's an edible sensor. We are able to take this edible sensor inside as a tablet, and it is going to be there inside your stomach and abdomen for more than a year to monitor the content, monitor the internal structure of the body. Okay, and wearables, and even like edible, we have implantable sensors. By using a surgery, we can place a sensor. Like people are showing some cinema implantable sensors. Yeah, like that we can have a sensors. and fitness device. So people have started using fitness device, and people are yet to use the portable sensor for aged person and edible sensors and implantable sensors very soon, based on requirements. And how it functions. Patients are wearing the device. So this wearable device may have sensors, multiple sensors. The multiple sensor collect the data. Okay, and we may have a threshold levels based on the threshold level only. If it is below or above the threshold, based on the programming, it is supposed to send alert message or send the data to the cloud. Okay, so sensor collect the data, and it is supposed to process in the microprocessor. We have an additional input device that like a keyboard or touch screen, and an output screen like a monitor, small monitor, and an alert speaker system. And similar way, we have a communication device to send the data into a cloud. Okay, and it is supposed to be stored and analyzed in the remote server. Okay, so just look into this. Yeah, glucose monitor or blood sugar level is tested, and same data is displayed in the screen as well as it is stored in the cloud. Okay, and wearable device which is used to collect the body information and record into the mobile and forward into the cloud. And finally, we can able to analyze the data. And even this, yeah, this is a glucose meter. So this is oximeter. This one is oximeter, and this one is glucose meter. So glucose monitoring device, we are able to paste in our body, and the content is continuously available in cloud. Okay, it is stored in the cloud, and we are able to monitor using a mobile application. And this is ECG. This ECG also available as a portable device, and this device also able to transport. Yeah, this is one of the recent device. So this is olden one by patch option, and this one is a new one with the touch option. So this is a device we are able to touch this and able to check our ECG levels immediately nearby the monitor. Okay, this one options available nowadays, and one more options. If you touch one screen, it is stored in somewhere and able to monitor in the mobile device. By touching the sensors, the content are taken as an input and forwarded into the nearby local device or edge device and to the cloud for further analysis. And your mobile application is able to see your data immediately. So this is also available nowadays. So one more ECG monitoring device called ECG patch. You can place the ECG patch wherever you require, most probably nearby heart. And the patients who are maybe this option in the extreme level, those who are in bed, and this patch is going to collect the data on which is connected either through the Bluetooth or Wi-Fi with your nearby mobile device. And this mobile device collect the data and forward into the cloud using HTTPS, and cloud server further it analyzes and process and forward it to ECG expert through a web browser or a mobile app account. It's simply a GUI. Okay. And this is a hand hygiene monitor. So just look into these colors. If you are keeping your hand, this shows the color. Red means not clean, yellow means reminder, and green means okay. Green means clean, reminder yellow, and red means you need to wash your hand. And this is a lens which will provides a contact lens which will provides a video clips, antenna, and a system chip put together in a small piece. And one more thing, edible sensors, which we discussed earlier. So it's an eatable one. It is able to be there for more than a year in the stomach or nearby places to monitor the system activity or improper activities also recorded, and the same is to be forwarded to the nearby device. Different companies are providing the edible sensors, Hillcamp, Almond, so many other devices. So their role is inside that we have a sensor. Inside that we have all the components, the sensor, processing unit, communication unit, battery, everything put together, and their life is approximately 2 years. After the 2 year, it is supposed to be exit by using some other way. And smart agriculture. The smart agriculture is for tracking information in around the agriculture farm, and it is supposed to be recorded in the cloud, analyzed, and we will get some feedback from the analytics. That is very, very important. Okay, taking input and collected information is analyzed and displayed in the APIs or mobile applications, and if it is required, we need to go for the improvement. And this is for industrial automation. How a car is assembled with the support of a robot or a IoT device. Okay, so a very simple idea. If we have automation, there is a sensor. If the sensor data is able to store in a internet or a cloud, then there is the system is called IoT. Okay, so wherever we have automation, there is a sensor. If the sensor data is able to record in a cloud or in internet, then the system is called IoT. Okay, so I need to show one video. Just look into this video. Then we will have what is our expectation, and IoT will bring this to our life very soon. So we are expecting similar environment very soon. Okay, that is the end of my presentation. Any queries? Ma'am?
Yes, sir. If you have any questions, please type them into question box. Sir, one question from Mohammed Shakil. Sir, can we say that IoT is influencing what we think and how we think?
Yeah, yes, but we need to have a proper implementation plan. Then only we are able to get a maximum outcome. Okay, it's like a normal product development. Okay, so just imagine if you are planning for one software product. If you have a proper step-by-step procedure, then only we will get the expected outcome. Similarly, we need proper thinking and the flow of action required to get the actual outcome.
Next question from Tanya. How to make my career in IoT?
Yeah, first of all, we need to know the basic. I think this basic is sufficient to trigger yourself. If you are welcome for IoT developer, then just to think about the basic IoT product development by using two major components available in market like Raspberry Pi and Arduino boards. Okay, if you are really like to implement with the hardware, then you can think about that concept. Okay, or if you are planning for basic study, then you can go for some courses in IoT. Then you will get a better scope in IoT. Because after a few years, IoT also equal market with software.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. So,
Yes, ma'am.
sir, even we have many disadvantages, no, sir. There is a leakage of our information. So, once if any unauthorized persons get to know the hacking of this kind of things, so somewhere it will the information will be hacked or anything can happen, no, sir. When we completely with the technology.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, sure. Do you think your Gmail account is 100% secure?
No, that is what. So when it is completely come to the personal information
Yeah,
and the
yes,
confidential
ma'am.
information.
Yeah, there is one issue with the wireless connectivity.
Yeah.
Beyond that wired connectivity, wired connectivity have a maximum security concepts and their countermeasures also. Even hacker also parallelly growing with the development of technologies. Okay, but in wireless, there is always with one step behind the security level. Whenever we are using a wireless device for any connectivity, there is a lack of security. That is true.
Yeah.
But the case is the data which we collect in the environment is unformatted data. The people, those who are capturing between your device with the nearby wireless connectivity, they are easily capture the data, but they are not able to process the data without having a proper knowledge. But this case is very serious in the health care sector.
So even if sometimes, if we keep the passwords for a mobile only, sometimes it just senses. So if unauthorized users try to attempt that, no, if we'll give the passwords. So there will be
Yeah.
two alternate things. Even
Yeah.
it sometimes it will not take the things what we give also. Sometimes the system may lock.
Yeah,
So
yes, yes,
some
ma'am.
situations it will be conditions will be very worst, I think.
Yeah, yes, yes. Actually, nowadays we people are started using a six low pan. Okay, so the mobile, the sensor connected with nearby, we call it as a base station or a edge device or whoever. No, like in our example, we use one mobile device to connect the sensor and the data point. No, so in between we may have a six low pan. So six low pan is always with a high secure connection.
Okay.
Okay, so both the edges are encrypted in certain level, but it is not with the thing happen in the physical connection because the memory capacity of the sensors are very low. So if it is above that edge level, we can have a normal physical security, normal wired connection security concepts. But
Okay.
anyhow,
So whatever the data
wherever,
which is,
yeah, anyhow, wherever we have an automation, there is an option for security threat.
yeah.
So people are always doing research how to overcome this or how to find a countermeasure for each and every attack. So both attack and countermeasures are in parallel track. It's going on, going on.
Yeah, because
It's
only
never
it
ending
will
process.
accept the minimum amount of data what we have given. It only works with the input what we have given on that.
Which one?
So whatever, if the technology, if for example, if I keep the passwords or if the you show that video that only the people who known person can enter to the home.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
yeah, only it can be like advantage and the disadvantage also. Because all the
Mm.
data cannot be stored. If any friends, people, family people, other people come, then again,
And then we need to add them also.
yeah, that is what. So
Actually,
based on
no,
the
no.
input, whatever we give means the data which has been already stored
Yeah,
there.
yeah, it's a reference data is
Uh,
required. Yeah, and moreover that video also, that lady permit that parents
yeah,
also.
yeah,
They, once we receive a notification, based on the notification, we permit the people. There is an option after finding the face, the monitor says the grandma and grandpa. That's it. They are not able to enter without their permission.
yeah. That is what for each and everything. So the
Ah.
technology needs to permit. So where
Yeah,
it
yeah,
will be advantage and the
yeah,
disadvantage
yeah,
also.
sure, ma'am. Actually, any technology always with some opposite measure also, no?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, we may have the percentage difference 90 to 10, 90% advantage, 10% disadvantage like that. So we need to use the advantage section and we need to focus on the drawback and how to overcome them. The countermeasure are supposed to be always in process.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
So one more question. With the
Yes.
successful implementation of IoT, can individual decide which information to share with IoT devices, or is it so that internet will take over lives completely and therefore individual privacy is compromised?
Yeah, it is already mentioned. No, it is not an individual privacy compromise because the sensor which we use to track is no by knowing ourselves only we are going to place the sensor. So, for example, I am going to wear one coat which embedded with some parameter, a parameter which I know very well. So, for example, I wear one coat now. This coat is embedded with some body sensors. So I need to know the impact of body sensor, maybe this impact on my health, or it can measure my personal detail to a open audience. So I need to know the sensors and their collection data and their backend knowledge. Okay, so most probably the issues arise in the health sector. Okay, so that's why the health sector data are always in a closed environment, a physically closed environment, most probably in a hospital or inside the home. Some external physical securities are there to protect their data. Otherwise, normal device or environmental data is a common one. Okay, so without analytics, no one is able to do it with that data. For example, if you are considering on agriculture data, it is available in open air. People are able to see each and every day the growth level of their plant. Okay, the temperature level, even you are able to sense your environmental temperature level, no, daytime, morning time temperature and lunchtime temperature. Okay, so some sensitive data is supposed to be protected. And if you are going for wireless connectivity, we have a security threat always. So try to remember this point. Yes.
So next question, what are the challenges faced by IoT?
Yeah, these are the security is a main issue in IoT design. Otherwise, the number of users and number of device connected, one issue. Okay, recent issue is just imagine one particular area we have 1 lakh of sensors. Okay, every second the sensors are going to collect some data, or by imagine one day one sensor is going to collect 1 MB of data. Okay, so one sensor 1 MB per day, then 1 lakh sensor into 1 day. Then consider the days count, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. Then where we are going to store this data? We don't know the sensitivity of the data. Where, for example, we may require the data in somewhere. Okay, so for example, I may require last month data for some analysis. So we cannot neglect even single data. Okay, so where we are going to store this data is one of the important challenge in current scenario. Yes, next one.
Where can I find IoT based project to practice? Next question.
Yeah, one simple website I'll suggest, Tinkercad, TINKAR, Tinkercad. It's actually a very basic simulator. You can find, you can program yourself. Sample projects are available. You can train yourself by using an Arduino boards. Okay, this Tinkercad is not provide Raspberry Pi based projects. It is going to provide only a Arduino based projects. If you are really think about Raspberry Pi based design, you can go for IoT5. IoT.y. You can IoT5.com. Sorry, IoT5.com. So if you are the people, those who are really willing with Raspberry Pi based projects, you can check with IoT5.com. So in the IoT5, you can have a 2-hour free trial. So with the 2-hour free trial, you can use. In a Tinkercad, you can have a free version for a lifelong duration. Yeah, yes.
So next question from faculty side. Arduino and Raspberry Pi are used in IoT devices. Is Arduino and Raspberry Pi are same?
No. Actually, Arduino is a very basic level. There is no inbuilt operating system with the Arduino, but Raspberry Pi is inbuilt with the operating system. So just imagine touch screen mobile device with the normal button phone. We have a difference between a normal button phone with the smartphone. No, the difference is with the Arduino and Raspberry Pi. So we have more and more opportunities in Raspberry Pi based board compared with Arduino. So once we go for more features, the complexity also high in Raspberry Pi. Yes.
Next question. What are the most used sensor types in IoT?
That is based on the application.
Okay.
That is purely based on application, because one simple example, PIR sensor. Okay, this PIR sensor is used to find the distance, and even the light LDR sensor is also there. Light dependent resistor. People may aware from the physics. Okay, that is all. That is used for temperature measurement. So it is depends on the application, because we cannot find a similar application for all IoT product. No. Yeah, IoT language. No, even C language is also supporting IoT, and you can find the Python. Nowadays, Raspberry Pi is supporting a Python language for direct design. So people are able to, if you have a C language knowledge, you can start implementing your design with Arduino. If you want to go with a Raspberry Pi, you need Python knowledge.
Which language is used for IoT?
Yeah, that's addressed, ma'am. Last one.
Yes, sir. Any
Why?
question?
Yeah, it is based on investment, investor or vendor support. Okay, so so how many people are knows that 5G is already implemented in some countries, but we are not yet started the survey about 5G. Some people says Airtel started implementing 5G, but it's not a reality. No, if we are looking for 5G, we need to change our device. First, we need 5G device. Then only we are able to use the technology available. So it is purely depends upon the market and the vendor. Vendor is nothing but a supplier. Yeah, next.
Any questions? Sir, how do you check the quality of water, sir, in the measurement of IoT?
Yes, ma'am. We have a sensors to find the content available in the water. Okay, so it is based on the parameter which you are going to test. So for that you need to know the knowledge in the testing. So how you are going to test a normal water, either based on the color or based on the content added into the water. So if you are looking for color, then you can use a color sensor, which is used to sense the color component. So it simply find the RGB level of the water, water color. Okay, we know the normal water with colorless, with the RGB value is very less. Okay, if some coloring agents are added into the water, then the same is to be displayed in the RGB level. So there is a threshold to be set. If the RGB value for the received content is below certain level, then there is no worry about the coloring. If it is above that level, then we need to consider this water may be a contaminated one. Okay, in another way, we need to think about the chemicals added into the water. So that some chemical may be added without coloring. So we need to know how to test the water. So with the basic knowledge only we are able to implement the IoT. IoT provides automation. We have a sensor for almost all the environmental parameters. So we are supposed to use that. So even just imagine one door mat. Okay, so in your home you may have a doormat. There is a sensor which is very small, thin layer sensor. We call it as a capacitor sensor. We can place that sensor below that mat. If people are stand on that mat, we may capture the information and alert the people who are available inside the home without making calling bell. Without touching the calling bell, you can make use of the technology available. But you need to know what are the technologies available or what are the requirements we need. So this concept may be used for a normal life, or it may be used for security system. So people, those who are enter without my knowledge, I need to know. Otherwise, there is no need of a calling bell system. We can go for an automated calling bell. That's
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next question, sir. Why usage of IoT technology in India is less compared to other technical?
It's addressed, ma'am. It depends upon the vendor.
Okay. Alternatives of IoT?
Alternatives of IoT is not alternatives of IoT. It is the next level of IoT is that called IoE. Okay, Internet of Everything. It is in progress. They are going to connect everything. Okay, it is beyond IoT. It is not alternate to IoT. It is coming soon, like a 5G. Yes. Anything else?
Any questions? Students or faculties? Okay. I express my sincere thanks to resource person Dr. K. Ramesh for this wonderful presentation. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and ideas, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
My sincere thanks to our beloved principal, Dr. C.J. Priya, for our extended support. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
I also thank my dear staff and student. On behalf of Hindustan First Grade College, I thank all the participants for attending this webinar in order to making the session even more successful. I request that you to fill out feedback form. I thank you in advance for your comments and suggestions. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir, for
Thank you,
being
ma'am.
a guest speaker for today's program. And in fact, you have given a good insight and information on different areas where this IoT is being applied. And thank you for addressing all the queries of the participants too. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.